From your left, Sabrina Bryan, Coach Simon Ridioff, Skylar Kosmich. Coach, if you'd open up with a comment on today's game. Congratulations.
I thought it was an awesome NCAA game. I thought it was two very good teams riding hot streaks, and we were fortunate to come out in the end. It could have been anybody's game, and fortunately for us, we have Sabrina Bryan to my right, who added a little bit of quality at the very end, and that's what's needed to take to win those kind of games.
Questions?
Coach, your defense has really been the staple all season. Can you speak about how they really helped with this victory?
Yeah, again, we speak about defense, but it starts with our front three, and we preach that our front three have to work. And Miri Taylor, Bean, and Sheps worked their butt off, and Amanda Ebson, when she came on, made an impact as well from that aspect. And then you've got to get through Bella, Porter, and Jordan, and then you've got a back four, and then Sky at the very back of it. So we preach team defense, and you saw that today. You saw a team who bent but didn't break, and you're going to find that in NCAA soccer, and we found a way to grind out the win.
Sabrina, the heroics at the end there, and can you just kind of take me through that moment about, you know, going through that game-winning goal, and then I guess what it felt like afterwards, because it seemed like throughout the game you had your chances and just, you know, a couple saves here and there off the post a couple times. What was it like to finally break through and then come through for your team there?
Yeah, I think all game long both teams were alternating between chances the entire time. So with that last play, the ball was rolling across the 18. I knew as long as Bella could get a touch to me, I could touch by the defender and get a clean shot off. And that's exactly what happened.
And then just the moment after, what did it feel like to?
The moment after was unbelievable. It's just, you can't even put it into words.
And obviously a sellout crowd today coming up, braving the cold, standing, pep band. There was just the atmosphere itself was pretty wild, and you guys saluted them at the end of the game. What was that like to kind of have obviously them, the whole Hofstra community really behind you guys?
Yeah, being able to host the first round was just a huge deal for us, and we had the whole Hofstra community behind us, from the other student athletes to the other students here, and having them cheer us on. They were so loud the whole game. They gave us the energy that we needed to get the win.
Skylar, about 15 minutes into the second period, you had a collision with Megan Nemec of Loyola, and within 4 minutes later, you had made your second and third saves of the match. What can you say about that resiliency and that ability to get back up immediately after facing the adversity?
Yeah, so I took a hard hit with that striker, but again, it was 15 minutes in the second half. I knew I had a whole rest of the second half to finish it, and I needed to be there for my team. And it's just typical stuff. You gotta like shake it off. You got hit, you're fine. Be ready for the next one.
So this was obviously your first NCAA appearance in the tournament. Did you kind of have, you know, nerves at the beginning, but did your comfortability kind of grow throughout the match, and then, you know, when you finally were, you know, in the full groove, it felt like a normal game to you?
Yeah, so I was a little nervous before the game, obviously, the whole stigma of NCAA, huge game. But once we got into it, like you said, it felt normal. I felt practical, all that good stuff. Even throughout the season, I was nervous in the beginning, and honestly, it's all shaken off as we've gone through, so.
Coach, I'm curious, second year in a row advancing, first game at home and a win. When you look at the program and as it's growing, what does that back-to-back seasons of advancing to the round of 32 and now hosting a game do for the program as a whole?
Yeah, I just think it's stepping stones. And we spoke about the process from 1992 onwards. Every year we've got better and more respect throughout the nation. And in the last 5 years we've started making that real step forward and being a solid top 32 team in the nation. Games like today with the crowd, the pep band, the student body, it was electrifying. It was really electrifying, and big programs get those kind of atmospheres on a regular basis, and that's the next step. Can we get those atmospheres 3-4 times a year? You know, we always get good crowds, but today was fantastic. And when you're building a program, you need that more often. Yeah, and we've got tremendous support at Hofstra through, you know, not just the fans, but the actual the administration and Hofstra gives us every possible opportunity to compete at the national level, and that's what we're doing right now.
If I can, one follow-up question. The young lady to your right had a tremendous end to the season and has continued that into the postseason. What have you seen her game as it has grown in the years that you have coached her?
Yeah, she's she's grown, especially last year. I thought last year was a huge step for Bean, or Sabina, as she called her. Was a huge step for Bean, and she finally stepped up on the national stage last year. And I think since the last 8 games of last year, she's realised how tremendous a player she is, and how influential she is for our team. Her work ethic is off the charts, and she's a very humble superstar. And when you've got that kind of effort from your superstar players, the rest of the team just get carried along with the wave. She's that now, and she's obviously the last couple of weeks she's come up with some really super goals and important goals for us, and it bodes well for the future. Next week and senior year, we've got a really quality class coming through.
Thank you.
You mentioned kind of the growth of the program and earning respect. What does next week against Stanford mean in terms of continually growing the program?
Stanford who? Yeah, we'll worry about Stanford on tomorrow. I'm going to enjoy this moment, and we'll look at Stanford's games, and we'll come up with a game plan, and all eyes will be on that game. Obviously, with Stanford being the overall number one for the last 4 years straight, got the best player in the country after Sabrina.
You're giving me headlines left and right.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. You've got to enjoy these moments, and this moment was fantastic. The girls winning in front of a big crowd is fantastic. And now we move on to Stanford, we go to California, we went last year, and now we're going to hopefully get some respect again. But it's never easy, as we know, and getting into that 32 is important for us. And we'll move forward and we'll prepare like we do normally for a probably the best team in the nation. And we'll deal with it when we get there.
Any other questions?
Sabrina, a question for you, kind of building on what your coach said. What have you seen in yourself as a player that has grown to where, the season started, there was a lot of focus on Lucy Porter getting preseason honors, and your game has just lifted, and seemingly almost quietly. And now the coach of Loyola talked about circling your name on the roster as don't let that person beat us, and you beat them. Curious from your standpoint, what do you think has grown in your game?
Yeah, I think my freshman season, I think I was with 2 goals and 2 assists, and I knew that wasn't good enough. Being a forward, I needed to put up better numbers for the team. Luckily, it was good enough for that season to give us the championship win. But then coming into sophomore season, I knew a lot was expected of me. So I knew I had to step up. Kristen Desmond was leaving, so I knew that left a big gap with their numbers. So I definitely think I found my rhythm towards the end of the season. And I think as the season goes on is where I find my confidence, and I realize how much this team means to me and how much they need me to be the best player I can be. So I think that's why as the season goes on, I can find my rhythm a little bit better.
Skylar, this is your 4th shutout of the season. What was your mindset coming into the game, knowing what Loyola has done all season defensively?
First round NCAA, you automatically know it's going to be a tight game. So I knew that I may need to put up that shutout, and that may be the difference. Everything could have been the difference. Every punt, every goal kick. So I knew I needed to be perfect and meticulous about everything I did, because it could have been a huge difference in the game, because 1 goal mattered.
Any other questions? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck.